So what was it about this project that drew you?
First off, Kevin, I think that you can have a great script, a great story, characters, actors, and all, but if you don't have an amazing director, the movie won't come to screen. And he's by far one of the best directors out there, and especially for this type of a story. This is a friendship story, and he does friendship so well. I mean, look at Touching the Void, Last King of Scotland. It's just one of those. He walks the line of conflict between two people that have to exist with each other.
How much research did you have to do for this? And also, how much of it is true?
Yeah, the history of Rome is pretty well documented. They kept records. So I mean, you could there's a book that Kevin gave me called Tacitus, I think is what it's called, and it documents every day in a campaign of a Caesar or a leader, and it's pretty insane. It's pretty incredible how in depth it goes. It's the Caesar's words, or it's the leader's words, and I forget which one it was now. But he talks about how a tribe leader comes in and like what he actually said to pledge himself to him, like which words exactly he used, and before they would go into battle, what the speech was that he gave to his soldiers, and it's just it was such a beautiful window into that time and period that you almost feel like you're truly there.
How important was it for you to have your own accent without doing the Roman?
Yeah, it's it was a bit of a shock when he told me he wanted him to be American, and I wasn't so sure about it in the beginning. And then and then more and more I started thinking about it. I thought it was pretty smart of Kevin to try to contemporize it a little bit, and and make it not so dusty feeling. He kind of want to try to turn it on its head. Kubrick, he made back in the day all the Romans English and all the slaves American. So I think Kevin really wanted to turn it on its ear.
You have a good dynamic with Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about working with him?
Jamie's, he's one of the best actors, younger actors that are out there, and on top of that, he's just such a crazy and just funny, and he's just a good guy. He's a good kid. I can't call him a kid. He's not a kid, but he's by far one of my better friends. That I've ever made on a movie.
And what about your training? Because it looks like you do a lot of your own work.
Me and Jamie definitely went through it on the movie. We trained for almost a month, about 3.5 weeks, and we really we put it to it. We put in the hours, and I hope it shows in the movie. Because we really put in the work, and then also we had 3.5 weeks of real rehearsrsal time. It was just the acting of it. So we got to bond, and it was pretty tough. Some of like the sword fighting and the hours in it, but it's fun though. It's definitely a child's dream.
After watching the film, it kind of reminded me somewhat of like Gladiator type.
Yeah.
Who would win, your Marcus or the other Marcus?
Definitely the other Marcus. I wish I could beat Marcus Aurelius. Sorry, Maximus Decimus. But it's one of those. I mean, they're truly two of my favorite films of all time is Gladiator and Braveheart. So, but I wish I could say I could beat up Russell Crowe, but I doubt it.
Does this prepare you for everyone wants to know about G.I. Joe?
Yeah, I hear that there's a script. Haven't read it yet, and I don't know. I think they want to make it this year, but they always keep all the information close to the chest until they're like, all right, we're going, and then so show up at this time, and you're kind of like, all right, I guess we're going.